In just over a week, the wait is finally over. Man of Steel opens in AMC theaters everywhere on June 14th, and excitement levels for the film are going off the chart. Recently, a few new images have emerged online, including this picture showing us Russell Crowe and Henry Cavill together as father and son. John, what stands out to you about this image?
It's awesome. There's a couple of really interesting things about this image when you look really closely. Now, first I should mention that some of this is connected to this 13-minute featurette on Man of Steel that came out recently. And you can find it on our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. We have it listed there. That gives a lot of detail and in-depth stuff about why they do certain things they do. But one of the really cool things about this image is you see, first of all, I believe that this is the first image I've seen where you actually see Russell Crowe and Henry Cavill in the same frame together. Like, you actually see them standing together. So that brings up a couple of interesting things. One, in the original film, like, Jor-El was kind of a hologram when he would appear to Kal-El. And I have been wondering, I haven't seen the movie yet, just full disclosure, so I may sound stupid to people who have. I'm wondering if Krypton isn't destroyed in this film, and if maybe Jor-El actually comes to Earth. I'm just wondering that out loud. Now, I'm not saying that's the absolute case. But two of the other things that stand out to me is this. Number one, when you look at the Russell Crowe image here, he's wearing, of course, the L family crest, which is what we call the S. And he's wearing the same texture and bodysuit that Superman is wearing. And in that 13-minute video, they talk about how Superman's quote-unquote costume isn't really a costume. It's what they wore on Krypton. That's what they wore. And now you see Russell Crowe here in that same kind of bodysuit with the L family emblem as well. I found that kind of interesting. But also you see that they're standing in this structure. And I've theorized this before. In the prequel comic that came out a few weeks ago, Kara, who we know as Supergirl, crash lands on Earth like 1,000 years ago. I believe what we've got here is not the traditional crystal Fortress of Solitude, but rather the crashed ship of Kara-El. I believe this is her ship that crashed 1,000 years ago, and that de facto becomes the Fortress of Solitude, where Kal-El goes and gets all of his answers. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of very interesting stuff in this very simple picture. Man of Steel is my Viagra for the next couple of weeks. I'm so excited for this movie. Boom! Roth, when you look at this picture, what do you see?
You know, it's funny because I haven't seen it yet either, but I do certainly know a few people that have. I hear really good things, so you should be excited. You should be just as Viagra-filled as you are from this image. I think that what I notice about it, I mean, that's really interesting, the idea that the fortress is now sort of a spaceship, because what they've been very careful to do is, I hate to bring up The Dark Knight, but it does happen, certainly in that Batman trilogy. I think what they've been very careful to do is sort of justify things and make them as real world and as believable and connectable as it can be, to imagine that an alien has landed on Earth and essentially is a god on Earth in some ways. That's one thing. The second thing is that a real focus of the stories, and I think we saw this from the trailers, and you and I even talked about this, John, is that it's that real story of the patriarchy, the two fathers, and the influence that they have each had on his life. And I will say this, from what I understand, this is not a spoiler, but from what I understand, Jor-El is a very, very present force in this movie. He's there a lot. I feel like Brando was kind of like phoning it in. He was like, he literally said, I think at one point, I'm going to play it as a bagel.
I think I saw him once. I actually thought I saw him looking at his watch. Kal-El, my son, line. Yeah, he didn't really seem like he was really into the role.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a very different picture in this movie, and I think that emotional core of the two fathers and raising this boy, that's what this film is really going to be about.
So excited.
Well, also an alien and Superman and crazy stuff like that, and villains.
Tickets are already bought. I cannot wait.
Hey guys, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and make sure you subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and will keep you up to date on all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter to find out about our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.